Michael Day again. Today we're going to talk about the triangle. The triangle has a bad reputation. The gym teacher at my school says, "Oh, can I play the electric triangle?" as a joke pretty much every single day he walks into my classroom. The triangle is actually one of the most difficult percussion instruments to play because the tone on the different spot of the triangle changes. So you have to be super precise. So it's not something you can just hit and not worry about. You actually have to focus on where you're hitting the triangle, what part of the beater you're using, because it will change depending on if you're using the tip towards the middle and if you're moving around. So there's many different spots to hit the triangle. The biggest problem with triangle playing, I find with students, is they'll put it on a stand or they'll just play down there. But the triangle, if it's being played down there, the sound starts going all over the place. You want the sound to go towards your audience. So you have to be above the people sitting in front of you. So you have to hold the triangle up, use some sort of clip or some sort of mechanism to hold it up. And so be above the heads of the trombones and the tubas that are in front of you. And then the technique for playing, I will generally play in this position. On this triangle, I find that this is the nice tone, and I'll use a beater of pretty medium size. I have smaller beaters, I have larger beaters, depending on how loud or quiet I need to play. But I will generally play on that spot of the triangle. If I have to play some fast figures, it will allow me to bounce and create the faster. If I have to play even faster than that, and I have to use this part of the triangle, it will be as even as possible. But anytime you're playing a triangle, if you hit there versus there, it's going to make a difference. But in that position, it also allows me to play a triangle roll. And for a triangle roll, you want to bounce very lightly between those two spots. I find if I come at an angle a little bit, if I'm not totally even, if I come at an angle, I don't have to go as far because the space between those two spots is not too much. If my hand is even to it, I have to move my arm a whole lot more. So I keep my hand down a little bit. For this technique, I do use my thumb on top. It's just with it being so far up, if you end up playing a match like this, it puts your shoulder in an awkward situation. So I do use my thumb on the top and go between those two spots. If you have to play a louder roll, then you can get into a bigger space, and that will let the triangle reverberate a little bit more. But depending on how loud or quiet you need to go to get down to that spot. If you have to play a passage that's very, very fast that you can't accomplish one-handed, you can mount a triangle with two clips to a stand. And play that way. It makes many other things difficult, but if at the very least you can play nice and evenly and fast. So the biggest thing with the triangle is just to, again, like most percussion instruments, is to listen. You have to use your ears, you have to hear how the sound that you're producing is, and if that matches. And just make sure the technique is nice and steady and you're even. Okay, so if you play with it in that position that I talked about, then always stay in that position. Because if you move around, then it changes the different tones, quality of the triangle.